raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why.
Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no.
This is my episode.
Well, hold on there, Nick. Hold on there, Nick. I actually have something to say in this episode.
But the wheel said you choose, not we choose.
Well, it's we choose today.
Fine, if you want to choose as well, I guess.
Yes, because, okay, even though the wheel says you choose, right? It's our podcast.
I mean, I guess. And it is the Wheel of Destiny.
Wow, okay. Well, so, okay, remember when we did the 13th episode, which is about the job, right? Working in an office. I told you that you were my employee, and you said, no, we're co-owners. So that prevails now, even back then.
But see, here's the thing.
I wasn't taken over by an evil.
I still remember the time we kept messing it up on the first episode.
I kept putting the squeaky voice on.
And you were like, EA Sports, it's in the game.
But it was squeaky, so EA Sports, it's in the game.
Well, I mean, you tried your best, but you didn't succeed.
You try your best,
But you don't succeed.
Great song.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, I'm not. I don't know why you're not surprised that I ever heard of that. Don't try to sing in our podcast. This is not a singing podcast.
Lights. You brought up Coldplay.
Okay. I always bring up Coldplay, okay? I love Coldplay.
Fair.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I can't question... I'm going to give you a compliment here.
Okay.
I can't question your music knowledge because of the music quiz we did at our friend's house,
Oh,
where
that's
you
right.
were nailing it.
I was.
I
It
can
was
make fun of
crazy.
your film knowledge because you haven't seen
Yeah.
like 95% of the films.
I don't know if this is this is already an established party game, but if you ever are looking for a party game, right? There's this. What was the band called?
Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox.
Yes. So Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox takes songs, modern songs, right, and then postmodernizes them.
Yep.
I guess
As the name would suggest.
Yes, exactly. So basically, they put it in different genres with different artists, sometimes gender swapped artists.
Yep.
To throw you off, and the game is to guess the name of the song and from which artist it's from, right?
Yeah.
And it's 2 points, right?
Yep.
1 point for each.
Which can be challenging because, as Gerard said, if they swap the gender of the artist,
Yes.
and so say, for example, it's a Blink-182 song and they have a woman singing it,
Yeah.
it makes it even harder to figure
Yeah.
out who was singing it in the first place.
And I mean, so listening to us talk about it, it might not seem that hard, right?
Yeah.
But it is difficult.
It's- yeah.
Until like you would say like, oh, I would know the lyrics and stuff like that. You would say that until you actually experience it.
Absolutely.
Then it's not. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So so going back to the intro, this is a You Choose episode. Yay! We like You Choose episodes. Oh.
Come on, air horn guy, what's wrong with you?
You were so excited to do that too.
I know, and I was like, oh,
Oh, wait a minute.
where's it gone?
No, the air horn just needed more air, less horn.
Yep. It was already horny.
Where's the... Is it here? Oh.
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it's a You Choose episode. So we're going to be chaotic as we always have been, but even more so nowadays.
I mean, that's just every episode regardless.
Yes,
But,
exactly.
So we spun the You Choose on the wheel that we didn't spin 24 hours ago because we decided to actually do some research this time and actually spin the wheel like a week in advance.
Yes.
Well, actually, I say we did research a week in advance. I started researching mine this morning.
Well, okay. I mean, we did. So for the previous 2 episodes, which is episode 16 and 17, which is the weird holidays and the Olympic sports, right? It is. We did research that for a week, or at least Nick did, I think, because you did have stuff prepared.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yes, I found the information for those when we put them on the wheel like 3 months ago.
Oh, man.
So they've been sat in my
in your
in
little
my phone for
Yeah.
months waiting for
Yes.
their opportunity.
Yeah. So now they have come out, right? But here, yeah. So I mean, Well, when did we add this
The YouTube is very recent.
and then
And then
the next one, the
next
redact
one
one,
that
the
we're,
redacted.
that we're not going to record straight after this because we don't record things in advance.
Yes. Yeah. We record this. Yeah. This is what March. What like something.
The episode come out?
This is the March that the episode comes out.
The 16th.
So our next episode is coming out, or at least the time we're recording this is March 4th, Tuesday. So
This episode's coming out on the 4th?
no.
Oh.
Yeah, the past.
Oh, no, I mean, when's this episode coming out?
So
well, I can figure it out. So
2 weeks later, 14 days
11th.
later. So 18th?
18th?
Yeah. Let's stop wallowing
Sure.
on it. Yeah. Okay, good. Get to your point.
I've already forgotten where I was going.
Oh
What
my
were we
God.
talking about?
We were talking about the how you researched not this episode, the You Choose episode, because it's always chaotic,
Yeah.
but the next one that we're going to talk
so I
about.
started doing... Well, actually, I did research for this episode as well.
Okay.
I came prepared.
You
I
did.
have receipts.
Yeah, but then you told me on the drive over here to come in at a certain time because you're still doing research.
Well,
And
that's for the
if-
next episode.
Even as I got here, he's still researching.
Well, actually, the thing that I was researching for the next episode, I've moved into this episode.
Oh my
So
God.
it is very chaotic.
Okay. Well, why don't you start with what the topic is?
Well, so let me get my
because
song ready.
As you heard, right, earlier, he was being evil and saying that it is his episode, right? But this was also last minute that I just wanted to show him. I just have like a small little anecdote. It's not even going to take a couple minutes that I found, and I just wanted to see how he would react to such a thing.
Well, here, jump into it. You do
Well,
your
no,
thing.
I have to look it up first. So you jump into your thing first. Yeah, sorry.
I'll just postulate about things while you're doing that.
Okay.
I put myself on the spot. Why did I do this to myself?
Okay, what are you postulating about? Tell me.
I don't know. So let's think about what's going on at the minute. If you could choose any type of taco to rain from the sky, what would it be?
Okay. Well, okay. So I have some of the stuff here. So it was just a quick Google search.
Okay. Nice.
So
Thank God, because I was running out of things to say there.
okay. So so whenever you're grocery shopping, you always see stuff that's like owned by the store, and it's the generic name brand.
Yep.
Right. So things like Great Value,
Signature
for Walmart.
Select for
Yes.
Albertsons.
Yeah. I think it's called. I don't know what
Is it Safeway for Smiths? Safeway Select or something like that?
Safeway is probably. Well, no,
Yeah.
it's Kroger. It's
is it
Kroger
Kroger?
Select, I think, or something. Kroger.
Maybe Safeway is like old.
Yeah. So So Canada has taken this idea of generic branding and blew it up into a massive corporation called No Name Brands.
Okay.
And their products look extremely eerie, like as if they're rations
Oh God.
for like World War II.
Jesus.
Because when you see like their products, right, it looks like this.
Oh my God, that does look like MREs.
Yes. So
Jesus Christ.
Just to explain to people, right? Basically, every packaging that they have, whether it's a packet of biscuits, a can of soda or baking soda or ice cream or something like that, it is always yellow, right? Like just the most generic shade of yellow plus the name of the product in like the most boring font ever.
Even MREs are more exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, look at that. They've got the
I
Department
see
of the
that,
Defense
yeah.
logo on it. Like,
Yeah, yeah. So when you look at an aisle full of no-name brands in Canada, right? This is only in Canada, right? But
Only Canada would do something like that.
probably. But who knows? Maybe they'll start rolling it out in the U.S. So when you see an entire aisle full of like just this, right? That's fabric softener. And it's just labeled fabric softener. It's an all yellow generic brands, right?
And why has it got a 100% guarantee on the top of it?
I don't know. To be quite honest with you, I don't know. So this brand, right? Because I remember seeing something like this, right? Not too long ago. Okay, and in provinces that speak French, there's also a French translation at the bottom, right? So I saw this and I was like, this might be something that's interesting because a lot of like generic brands in the United States are, at least they have some kind of design, right?
Yeah.
This one is just, I think, they wanted to get away with being lazy. I mean, look at this. This is apple beverage.
Bloody, I nearly swore then without censoring. Bloody apple beverage. What does it say? No. Oh, no name. I thought it said no ramen.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope there's no ramen in my apple beverage.
Yeah. So they go like extremely, instead of apple juice, apple beverage.
Is that because it can't legally be called a juice?
I don't know. And I don't know if they patented these names or anything, right? So this one also, vegetable broth.
You mean bouillon de légumes?
Bouillon de légumes. Yeah. So there's other stuff here, like for example, cola, cacao, and mayonnaise. Right?
Jesus Christ.
And it's just like, so I have nothing against like generic brands.
Yeah.
God knows I buy great value from Walmart all the time, right?
Yeah.
But when you take a mega corporation like that and exploit the fact that, they just want to get away with being lazy because they think it looks simplistic and cool,
Yeah.
there's a problem right there.
Well, do you know what it reminds me of? So there's an ice cream place here in Vegas. I don't know if you've ever been to Sorry Not Sorry. So they have, and it's not their brand, it's just that they don't sell bottles of water because they're cool and hipster and whatever.
My God.
They sell boxed water.
Oh, yeah, the box water.
Yeah, and I don't know what brand it is, but it's just like a white box that
I
says
saw-
water
yeah.
on it. But at least even they've got a bit more of a design on it. It's got the fruit of what flavor it
And
is.
there's like I think I've seen box water before. It's like, so their tagline is there. It's like box water is better or something like that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of imagination instead of just being apple beverage.
Apple beverage.
Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, put me
Yeah.
to sleep, why don't you?
So
Bloody hell.
yeah, and like I said, I have no problem. And a lot of people say that no name brands are actually really good, right? And
Absolutely.
I looked up how many products they have, because they don't just have like laundry detergent or like basic groceries. They have like lawn chairs that are one of those foldable lawn chairs. It's like chair for sitting underneath it. And it's also yellow.
Do you know what this is? This is a bastardization of IKEA. Except
Something like that.
instead of being in Swedish, it's in English. So
Yeah.
instead of being like a Thorgenflögen, and it's like a frying pan, we just put it in English.
They also,
or even in French.
So they also released this kind of meta one on X, Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah. So they released this as, I don't know if it's a joke or it's meant to be taken seriously, but take a look at that.
Why would you do that?
So they released generic lock screen, right? And it's in the same exact like design, right? Basic yellow, no name printed on the side, obviously for branding purposes. And then it says generic lock screen. One day I may receive a customized one because I follow @no-name-brands on Instagram.
Oh, God.
That's just a stupid way of marketing yourself, I think.
Is their Instagram just a wall of yellow
Something.
boringness?
I haven't looked at their Instagram and I'm kind of scared too.
Yeah, I don't think I want to either.
Yeah, because you're already seeing yellow. You might not want to see like all the yellow.
The only yellow I want to see is if Coldplay's singing.
Okay, all right.
And it was all yellow.
Yeah, I know the song. That song fucking flooded TikTok for like I don't know, a year or something like that. And people have created jokes about this, such as. So this one is edited store for saving.
You know what's funny is that'll be a Spirit Halloween before we know it.
Who knows? I mean, yeah. Or I mean, if no name brands does take over the United States, it's either going to be that or Spirit Halloween. Because I was saying, like, I was researching how many products No Name has. Right, 2,900 products. So they've cornered the market essentially, in my opinion. Right, and they have chairs, they have like other shit, right, and they have their advertising, right, is like their billboards look like this, billboard for outdoor ads, and there's
This is
also
almost as painful as bloody Absidy.
yes, oh
my God.
and there's also a commercial.
Why does that look like the Washington Mutual advert?
Is it Liberty Mutual that you're talking about?
Oh, that's the one, not Washington Mutual.
Liberty.
Which is the one that has
Yeah.
the bird? The emu.
Farmers, I think. Or no, it's not.
Because it's all yellow. You know the one that I'm talking about.
And it was
like
all
their logo
yellow,
was
yeah.
yellow.
But yeah, so I don't know, but we're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna research that later.
Maybe.
But yeah, so things like this too. Cup for sipping is what it says up there. So it's like a one of those like tumbler cups, right? That's plastic. The ones that Ivana brings.
Oh,
right?
the Starbucks ones.
Yes. But even more generic somehow.
Even a more generic.
Even a more generic. Yes, and then it's just labeled quote unquote cup for sipping. They also have shirts with long sleeves. Like I said, 2,900 products. And when it started in 1978, no name brands only had 16 products, right? And now they've pretty much got a monopoly on every product because they can make any product just with that label. Yeah. Your silence is saying everything it needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my that was my little anecdote, right?
Well, I'm glad that you showed me that because now I'm starting to question the existence of Canada. Maybe we should make it the 51st state. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
obviously things are going bad on the north side of the border.
Well, okay.
Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, it might make sense, but there's a weird joke that was going around like early 2018 that Canada isn't real, and I went on that. I jumped on that bandwagon because there's an Instagram post on my personal Instagram that where I was still at CSN, right? And
College of Southern Nevada,
yes.
for those who aren't in Las Vegas.
Yes, exactly. And me and my friends rented out a study room, right, in the student union center, and in the study room there's a TV and a whiteboard, and I just learned like in my philosophy class like the possibility of things written as a graph, right?
Okay.
And so the question I posed onto people is, Canada, is it real? And then I drew the graph on the board.
Fair.
Yeah. And I placed it at 0. It's not real.
Interesting.
It's not real.
That's a bit like there's a joke in Germany, and it's like a collective hallucination that everyone in Germany just agrees that this particular town doesn't exist.
Well,
I
okay.
think it might be Bielefeld, but it's one of those things like everyone just agrees that Bielefeld doesn't exist.
Well, here's an even more absurd concept of that. Have you ever heard of last Thursdayism?
Last Thursday, no, sorry.
It's last Friday night. Okay. But so last Thursdayism is the idea that everything we know about the universe and our history and everything was created last Thursday. And our memories of it are just mere incantations. Is that no? They're just like
Echoes?
creations.
Yeah.
We just remember it as being like 13.8 billion years ago is when the universe was created, and everything of that sort. Like every evidence that we have for the Earth being 4.5 billion years old was created last Thursday.
That's literally the plot of a Doctor Who episode.
Is it?
The Doctor's Daughter, where they feel like they've been at war for years,
right.
and they've been at war for like 3.5 hours.
It was only a week, right?
That was it.
Yeah, but that also created one of the best speeches by David Tennant,
100%.
in my opinion. So not to shite on.
Trust me, you've been rubbish at censoring yourself this episode. The amount of times you've sworn, I've been trying to find this, but it's already like 20 seconds too late.
I'm sorry. Well, we all know that this is not a PG podcast. Okay?
This guy.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, so when I get going, I get going. Man.
It sounds like it.
Yeah,
Jesus.
but it's even more absurd because how can everything be created last Thursday?
Well, I don't know. Do you remember what happened last Thursday?
I released an episode of Underrated.
Not 2 days ago. What about the Thursday before?
I also released it. It's a weekly thing.
See, that's what starts the cycle again. You release Underrated, history starts.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, and it's also, but it kind of heightens the explanation of Occam's razor, right? And
Murphy's Law.
Yes. And I learned this actually from a Vsauce video, and he said that...
Hey guys, Michael Vsauce here.
Yeah. Hey Vsauce, Michael
That's
here.
it.
Yeah.
I knew it was something like that.
So, and he explained a concept about he debunked last Thursdayism by introducing what I think is the coolest version of Occam's razor, which cuts out like so many different possibilities, right?
With a razor?
No, not with a razor. The concept is called Newton's flaming laser sword
Fair.
because it cuts so much out. And it, basically dismantles all of last Thursdayism with its philosophy, which is, I think it's like, if it can't be experimented on, then it's not valid.
Fair.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So it's like, if it defies all logic, essentially, then you can't, that's why it's called Newton's flaming laser sword.
But don't I defy all logic? Does that mean I don't exist?
Yes, you don't exist.
Help me.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so but yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the point that I'm making. So
Nice.
we can go right into
Let's get right into the news.
I like how you said that so posh because he always yells it out. He's like, "Let's get right into the," and then you're like, "Let's get right into the news."
I was doing the English version.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into the news.
I've seen like other TV shows in England because like watching Doctor Who, there's a lot of English influence in your YouTube recommended page. So I've seen like little like the TV shows of like way back then, like 1980s or something like that, and it's just the dullest like. Good evening, everyone.
Well, that's what Monty Python was trying to make fun of with the and now for something completely different.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now for something completely different.
Yeah.
And he'd explode or something like that.
Clever. Very clever.
Because when you watch the news in England, it's literally someone in a suit sits down. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
But that's also
57 people are now dead in Belize due to a plane overturning.
Yeah.
And on to our next story. It's like, but what about the 57 people that are dead in Belize? But then you get the American news and it's like, oh my God, 57 people are dead in Belize. There's actually a really interesting Trevor Noah video from when he was still doing The Daily Show.
Okay.
And he's talking about how different countries commentate on the World Cup.
Of course.
And he's like, so watching it in America, you get the 3 different types of commentary. So you get the English commentators who come on and Messi has passed the ball, and that was a nice pass.
Yeah.
And they're now running into the box. And then you get the American commentators, where something has to happen every 5 seconds, or everyone loses interest. And it's like, oh my God, he passed the ball! Oh my, that is the best pass I have ever seen in my life. And then you get the third one, which is the Hispanic commentators.
Okay.
And everything is like a party. It's kind of like the American one, but like a fiesta. And it's like, oh my God, go!
Oh my God.
And it's so true.
What if they don't score a goal? It's just like,
oh my God, so close! Oh my God, so amazing! Oh my God, that attempt was incredible! And
that reminds I think you've most likely seen this video. It's probably you that showed it to me. And that's what if golf commentators were swapped with like NASCAR commentators? And it was just the funniest thing.
Have you ever seen the Family Guy cutaway where they talk about why they shouldn't get NFL commentators to commentate on the Olympics?
No, I don't think so.
And they're now taking their positions in the swimming field. And they're off. And it goes to the other end. And it looks like Canada has won. Oh no, they're going the other way. He has no idea what's going on.
I mean, I think it would be brilliant if commentators like switched for just a day, just to throw people off.
Either that, or we just get Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart to do it.
Exactly. Well, you know who would be even better? Ice Cube and Kevin Hart.
Oh, no, we can't have Snoop Dogg in there. Did you not watch him with the equestrian?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, my God, yeah.
Oh, my God, that dog's crip walking.
Yes, and there would need to be a lot of weed for it to work.
Smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day.
It's a very musical episode today.
Indeed.
My ADHD is on full form today.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I say mine, but your little anecdote that was supposed to take 3 minutes has gone on for 24 minutes.
I mean, hey, this is like we say it essentially in our description of the show that is ADHD fueled.
Absolutely.
Right. Undiagnosed, mind you, but
Self-diagnosed.
Self-diagnosed, right? Because I think nobody could ever listen to our conversations and think these guys are not autistic.
Oh, 100%.
Or have ADHD.
Or both.
Or both, right?
Oh, it's got to be one or the other. Or
It's
at
got to be
least
one or the other, yeah.
one or the other or both.
Yeah. So even if we're not diagnosed with it, I mean, for sure, anyone who listens to us talk is gonna be like, hey, these guys might be suffering from a little bit of mentee B.
Just going to have a quick mentee bee.
Yeah.
Anyway. So,
Yes.
I'm going to play a song.
Okay. Play a song. Winner takes all. It's the thrill of one last.
Well, that answers my question because I was going to ask you if you knew what that song was, but obviously you do.
I've watched SpongeBob like a billion
Well, I don't know,
times,
because I've made SpongeBob references from before, and you're like, I don't know.
Well, it might be from because
From 1997.
No, SpongeBob came out actually the year that I was born, 1999.
It did not come out in 2012. What are you talking about?
Sorry, sorry, it didn't come out in 2018. I'm sorry.
So, but the purpose of that introduction song
That's probably gonna get us like copyright strike.
is just all right. Whatever. Is because welcome to doodly doodly doo Nick's JavaScript pub quiz.
Okay.
So this is what I was researching.
Okay.
So I have questions for you, and what I have
This
done
is gonna be fun.
is half the questions are to do with Java.
Okay.
The other half are to do with script.
Okay. Okay.
So
Are we gonna make this like a regular game for a future guest, and then I'm the first like dummy test subject?
pretty much, except I
The
probably
guinea pig.
can't find more questions about Java and or script because I was scraping the barrel by the end of it.
That's why you were
So-
struggling to research so much.
Well, no, actually, I did this. I won't say I did it at work, but I did this morning.
Okay.
The other one took a lot longer, and I'll explain that in the next episode.
Okay.
But the reason that I was scraping the barrel on this one is because finding interesting facts about programming language is very difficult. Trust me, it's very difficult.
Well, okay. I mean, we probably would have, if we had gone to the first episode and decided on the Jolly Folger, right? We would have probably found a lot more.
Because I could have done
interesting-
pirates.
Yeah, pirates, stuff like that. But
So
no.
that's the next one when we have a guest on, so that I can do another pub quiz. I'll do pirates.
Okay,
That'll
we
be
can do
interesting.
that. Yeah, we can do
So-
that. The Jolly Folger pub quiz.
So anyway,
Yeah.
So I've got 10 questions.
Okay.
Which the way that we're going is probably going to take us until next Thursday.
Yes. When everything has been created in the universe. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, when it starts again.
Yeah, when it starts again. Yeah, when the Doctor resets the universe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Thank
And
you, Doctor.
toes the Earth back to its position
Absolutely.
with its TARDIS.
And if you've never seen Doctor Who, that makes no sense.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But, I mean, since we have a British person, I'm sure a lot
Exactly.
of our audience has seen Doctor Who.
Absolutely. Especially because we have no audience in Botswana or Russia and potentially after my comments about baseball, even America. So we've got to rely on our American.
Or even like Bolivia,
Yeah.
right? Because
Oh, yeah, because I made fun of their navy. Yeah.
yeah, so basically most of the world.
The Philippines are probably pissed off about my comments about Jollibee.
To be quite honest with you, I mean, I'm not pissed off about that. But yeah, you probably pissed off a lot of Filipinos.
Yeah.
But also the comments that I've made about the Philippines, revealing our secrets, essentially.
I know.
Right. I'm
could
probably
you?
exiled from the Philippines
How
at
could
this
you?
point. So,
Revealing secrets.
exactly. Anyway.
Anyway, so question number 1.
Okay.
Which of these are legitimate programming languages, and which 3 did I make up?
Okay.
So you've got Ada, ADA, Dart, DART, Erlang, ERLANG, Fulcrum. Do you want me to spell that, or do you know how to spell Fulcrum?
Fulcrum,
I'm assuming
yes.
you
I
don't
know what
spell
Fulcrum is, yeah.
Go, G-O, Herringbone, which is HERRINGBONE, Java, Kotlin, which is KOTLIN, Objective-C, which is Objective-C,
Okay.
or Triple Shot. So which 3 did I make up?
Which 3 did... obviously, the real one is Java.
Yeah, Java's a real
Yeah.
one, yeah.
But I think Triple Shot, obviously, because that was one of the titles that we came up with in the very beginning.
It's also how many shots of espresso I have.
I think I think so. It's either triple shot or 8 and muffin, but the triple shot, that was one of the things that we came up with, but that would have been too long. So let's see.
What she said.
Yeah, we're not gonna play that.
I was thinking about it, but I've got my hands full with the microphone on my phone.
Okay.
Let me know if you want me to repeat any of them.
Can you repeat like the first 4?
Ada, Dart, Erlang, or Fulcrum.
I feel like Fulcrum was one that you made up.
It was.
Yeah. You know why? Because you stopped there and you said, do you want me to spell that out for you? But the other ones, you didn't ask me to spell it out for me.
Because the other ones... Well, Dart is an easy word.
Yeah.
But Fulcrum, I was like... I mean, I would assume he knows how to spell Fulcrum.
But Erlang... Right.
I don't know how to spell Erlang.
I mean, you could have, you could have asked me if I wanted to, for you to spell Erlang, but yeah. I mean, and the other ones, like, so Ada, it sounds like usually these, anachronisms, right, are real programming languages, right? Like if it's shortened, right? For example, like C++, right? That's a real programming language. And so, it's not like named, I mean, Python. So did you know that the Python programming language was named after Monty Python? The guy who created it. Yeah, the guy who created it was a big fan of Monty Python, and so he named his programming language after Monty Python.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
So he wanted one word, simple, like Java, right? And so Python.
Oh yeah.
So just a little bit of fun fact for you.
Well, you are correct, Fulcrum. So Fulcrum I made up because the second season of Andor is about to come out, and in the Star Wars universe, there's something called a Fulcrum agent.
Okay.
So I was thinking about Fulcrum.
Dude,
when
you know
I was
what's funny?
This.
During like one of our meetings in the office, we were talking about Andor.
Such a great season.
Yeah, and actually one of us did not know that Cassian Andor was in Rogue One.
Oh god!
So he was like,
oh god!
He claims himself to be a Star Wars fan, right? I'm not gonna say his name, nor am I gonna censor it, because I don't want you to know, and I don't want to call him out on any like front.
I already know who.
Okay.
I can't remember what this is.
Basically,
what's the
It's the trombone. It's
is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's I think the first page.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
it's kind of lost its meaning now because it took me a minute to find it.
But yeah, he was and it's one of the people in our team, in my team.
Fair.
Right. Basically he was looking at like, because the other guy in our team was explaining like, hey, like they're like leading up to the events of Rogue One, and he was like, is it like the prequel to Rogue One? And he's like, yeah, and the other guy was like, yeah, it's Andor, it's Cassian Andor. He was in Rogue One with Jyn Erso.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so his mind was just blown. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Yeah. Sorry to any Star Wars fans out there that doesn't know that Andor is a prequel to Rogue One.
Spoilers.
They already know. Yeah, I didn't spoil like any of the episodes.
I mean, literally the first film is the continuation of what's happening here.
Literally. Or do you mean the fourth film? Because it's A New Hope, episode 4. I mean, so just following the timeline here.
In charge of scheduling, Yoda was.
Exactly. But yeah, anyway. So
you've got triple shot, you've got Fulcrum.
Repeat the ones after Fulcrum.
Go, Herringbone. You've already established that Java is one of them. Kotlin, and Objective-C.
Go? I feel like that's the one you created.
Nope. Go is a legitimate one.
Go? Like G-O as in...
G-O is a legitimate one.
What? Like when you created your source code, do you just hit go and then it's like a big button that says go?
I didn't stop to see why it was a legitimate one. I just pulled up a list of programming languages.
Okay, I feel like
But this does prove my point, because any of these could literally be a programming language. Even triple shot could legitimately be a programming language.
That's true. But like without the previous, because Nick and I are friends, I know how to read him, right? And triple shot also has the context of our first episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So that's how I know. But without those, you couldn't immediately tell.
Well,
right?
to be fair, the third one I did make the most difficult. Well, the third one was triple shot, but this one I made the most difficult. So.
Is it Objective-C?
It's not Objective-C.
So what was the other one?
You've got Herringbone or Kotlin.
Kotlin?
Kotlin.
Oh, I was like, okay. Kotlin. I feel like it's herringbone.
It is herringbone.
Herringbone, yes.
You got there in the end. So yeah, the
Yes.
fake ones were fulcrum, herringbone, and triple shot.
Okay, herringbone
So-
is a clever one. I mean, because it's animal based, right?
Yeah.
It's the bone of a herring,
Yeah.
which is a fish.
Absolutely.
Right? I should have followed the red herring. Anyway,
I didn't even mean to do that, but that's genius. That's
Yes.
genius.
thank you. Where's my applause, audience? Where is it? Thank you. A little bit delayed on the reaction there, but I think we got to it. Thank you. This is,
The air horn guy woke up.
dude. All these sound effects are fake, but it's all gonna go to my head.
But no, it's one of those things. It's like how we said this last time. How do I fit a whole live studio audience, a band, and a library in my house?
Your house is bigger on the inside.
Aha.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, on to question number 2.
Yes.
So as you'll see, we're going to alternate. So that was the script. Now we're going to go to Java.
Java. Okay.
What country is home to the Java region, which houses this country's capital?
Indonesia.
There you go. I thought that might be an
Java
easy
War.
one, but
The Java War. A lot of Indonesians are gonna be mad about that. Is
Oh.
it Indonesia or is it India? Pretty sure it's India. I'm just having a conversation with myself.
I'm just over here going, oh.
Because I watched that preview that I did about the Java War like a million times at this point. Because it was the first one that I created, so I wanted to make sure that it was good.
Yep.
Right. So I watched it like literally a trillion times. So it's now stuck in my head. We were arguing about why do you need beans on everything?
Fair.
Yeah.
Beans on toast is amazing.
Okay.
Anyway,
Sure.
so this one's a 2-part question. I did
Okay.
separate it into 2 questions, but when was the first computer programming language created?
Okay.
And what was it called?
Okay. I have a feeling, going back to like the foundations of source code, I have a feeling it might be something like C, like the language before it was like C++, it was like C.
That would make sense, because then you
Yeah.
have C, C++, and then C++.
Yeah.
That would
And
make
then,
sense.
because Java and Python, one of the 2 largest programming languages currently out there, is it was created like fairly recently.
Well, Python had to be, because it had to be after Monty Python.
After
that was in the 70s.
Yeah, Monty Python. Yeah, so I have a feeling, right, that it's probably C.
It's a night's gonna be a good night.
Yeah. So I have a feeling it might be something to do with C, the programming language.
Okay.
Not the letter grade.
Okay.
And it might have been created probably. Oh, this is like because there's no like definitive area where when computers are created, because if you take analog computers into consideration, and especially like the Enigma machine for example, right? That was a computer.
I was going to ask some questions
Yeah.
about the Enigma machine, but I ran out of space for questions.
Okay. Yeah, but so thinking about it, right? The Enigma machine is also kind of a computer, and it
Yeah.
also kind of might be a source code, right? But it's an analog machine.
But we don't know, because it's an Enigma.
Oh my god. Anyway.
That was really hard to say for some reason. An Enigma.
That reminds me of like this one video. I don't know which creator did it, but basically he saw a comment on Twitch saying that there's a rumor going around that Scottish people can't say purple burglar alarm. Purple burglar alarm.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That
Anyway.
video is amazing. You just put in YouTube purple burglar alarm. It's
Purple
amazing.
burglar alarm. Anyway,
But
so
it's like do you know the word that I can't say?
what?
Is an anemone?
Anemone?
Yes. I for
Like a
some
sea
reason,
anemone?
Yeah, I can't say that word.
Oh my god.
It just, I get to the A-N and then start saying the E, and I think that's why I was having such a hard time with an Enigma machine.
An Enigma
because
machine.
it's very similar to an
Actually, I had a teacher back in high school that can't say the word entrepreneurship. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, but he was here's the funny thing. He was a business teacher.
Oh, God.
He taught the principles of business and marketing.
The principles of entrepreneurship.
Yes, right. But he can say it whenever somebody would say it before him, right? So shout out to should I say his name? He has a basic last name. So shout out to Mr. Fisher.
Woo, Mr. Fisher. Woo,
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes. Shout out to Mr. Fisher and your entrepreneurship, right?
Fair.
He would say it as like entrepreneurship. Yeah. Right, and then somebody would say entrepreneurship, and she's like, yeah, yes, exactly. But yeah, so I have a feeling, so maybe we'll go 1960 for this one.
So you're not far off.
Mm-hmm.
It was 1952.
Okay.
So I was going to give you 5 years either side.
Okay.
So you still, but you're still within reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called autocode.
Autocode?
Yeah.
Why would you create an autocode before
Before
regular
C
code?
or C++? So the Enigma machine, I didn't look this up, but I have a feeling that the reason that wasn't considered a programming language was because it wasn't self-sufficient.
So you have to, okay.
You have to put the inputs into it. So,
yeah.
So anyway.
For a source code to like fully work, I guess it has to be, it has to run without like
it has to compute itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
So-
okay. That makes sense.
On to question number 5. From which country did the variety of beans that Java coffee is made from come from?
Ooh, if it's from Indonesia, I have to think that it's like one of the surrounding islands. Probably like, I want to say, do I want to say Thailand? I don't want to say Thailand.
Okay.
Probably like Myanmar.
Myanmar? Okay.
Yeah.
Ethiopia.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Where is Ethiopia near Indonesia?
It's not. It was either the Portuguese or the Dutch.
Okay.
Brought it over because the climate was very similar.
Okay, and I guess, this is during like the age of exploration.
Yep.
Okay,
Which I was
fair
listening
enough.
to, or re-listening, because I'd already listened to it, but a podcast about Columbus, which is funny because we were talking about...
Columbus. Fight me.
That was all I could think about the whole time, was just you in the back of my head going, fight me, Christopher, fight me.
Fight me, Christopher Columbus.
Anyway, so on to question number 6.
Okay.
Who created the first algorithm in 1833, which led to the eventual ability for computer programming?
1833?
It's a name you'll have heard of, at least if you've done history.
Oh, the 1800s presented a lot of great like inventions.
Yeah.
Especially like I was just watching an episode of Doctor Who about Nikola Tesla. It was called Tesla's Night of Terror. I don't know if you've seen that.
Is that when Edison broke into his lab to steal the electricity?
Yes. Is
it really? I was actually joking.
Well, not to steal the electricity, right? But Edison was there.
I was just kidding.
But Edison was there, and I think, I don't know, there might have been some breaking into. I mean, who knows? But and also that was when like motion, what was it? Like the movie, basically. So the motion picture.
People think that Edison killed the inventor of the motion picture.
Edward Muybridge?
No, it was a French guy.
That's
it wasn't.
him.
But no, it wasn't the first like motion. It was the camera to do like movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because he got on a train from one point in France to another point in France, and I think he was due to come over to America, and they went into a tunnel. Came out of the tunnel and he was vanished.
Damn.
He never reappeared.
That's interesting. I would want to know more about like old historical disappearances, but apparently the oldest one is from like 1926, the oldest unsolved one.
Well, that one's still unsolved, so that one's even older because that's from like the early 1900s.
Yeah, I think his name was like Vincent or something, right? And he was traveling to see his daughter, and then he just vanished on Halloween 1926. The Twilight. Anyway, so oh man, oh god, the algorithm. Is it who invented that algorithm, or what is the algorithm called?
Who created it?
Who created it? Oh man, I don't know anyone from 1833 who made a programming language. But what is his nationality? Maybe I can guess a name.
Nationality. It's not a he, and I actually have to look it up because I don't know if she's English or American.
And you said it's a woman?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously. Right.
Yep.
Hashtag feminism.
She was from London, so she's English.
Okay. Jane Smith.
It was Ada Lovelace.
I've heard of that name before.
Yep.
Yes. I knew. You know what? I think I got close when talking about Tesla.
Yep.
Right?
You were on that vein.
Yes, because there's an episode of Doctor Who that featured Ada Lovelace.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was during. Oh my God, I think it was the beginning of series 12. I think not too sure, but basically the Doctor like traveled with Ada Lovelace to stop. Thomas
Edison.
Thomas Edison. No, it wasn't Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison is always the villain.
Yeah.
If it's not
should've-
him,
yeah.
it's Christopher Columbus.
See, if I had mentioned Ada Lovelace in any of this, I would have been looking for cues. Like you're like, you know.
He's gonna get it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I've heard of Ada Lovelace.
Okay.
Right. But I have I didn't know that she was the one who created the first algorithm.
So
Damn.
that algorithm sort of proliferated, and that's what developed the computer language 100 years later.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. So So like, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Right. That's and I think it's awesome. Right.
Absolutely.
That a
100%.
woman created the first
100%.
algorithm. I mean, go women.
It's a bit like how Jack Black's mum wrote the code to take the Apollo space shuttle to the moon.
Yeah, because in technology, right, especially nowadays, a lot of people like are so misogynistic about it.
Oh, 100%. Well,
Yeah,
just
they're
imagine
like,
how
"Oh,
it was in
men is like
1833.
Yeah,
Like-
especially. Yeah, and I'm sure somebody else, took credit for
Oh,
Ada Lovelace.
100%.
It's kind of like with Watson and
Although,
Kirk.
to be fair, she was a countess. I didn't
Okay.
realize that, but her full name was Augusta Ada King, Countess of Lovelace. So being a countess, she might have had a bit more credibility in that time. Which
Yeah,
is a
but-
shame that you had to be someone of status.
Exactly. You
But,
can't
like-
just be a regular person. And I mean, people like Tesla, for example, are regarded as, I mean, yes, he is a great inventor, and a lot of his stuff, he died broke. Did you know that?
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So,
And everyone knows him as the crazy man who kept pigeons.
yes, exactly. So, and yes, while that's sad, right? A woman who has done the same thing as Tesla probably would have gotten lost to history.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, we still talk
Bless him.
about Tesla today. And I'm sure there's many female inventors out there that have just gone lost
100%.
into history. And I was bringing up a point about Watson and Kirk who discovered DNA. They didn't.
Oh, yeah.
It was a woman.
absolutely.
Yeah, who discovered it, and then they took credit.
Well, it's like there's an example, and I can't remember who it was. because I
Welcome to
didn't
the
do my
Progressive
research.
Podcast, by the way. This is
Absolutely.
the Feminism Podcast now.
Absolutely.
With Nick and Gerard, yeah.
That's, is
A feminism,
that a new name?
a feminism podcast hosted by two men.
Because that's progressive.
Yes, exactly.
But there's an example, and like I said, I can't remember who it was, but there was a guy who he was trying to do some calculations, and he had this team of men, and he just got increasingly more pissed off at them, and he was just like, my secretary could do better than all of you. So he sacked all of them, hired her, and then hired like 12 other women. And not only were they more efficient, they got the calculations done in like a week.
See, like, I don't know why women have always played second fiddle throughout history when
Absolutely.
they're the ones who can do everything right.
Absolutely. It's like phone operators.
Yeah.
You know why phone operators were women?
Because they can do everything right.
Well, no, it's because the men kept getting drunk and they kept connecting.
Son of a
They kept prank connecting people to the wrong people.
Of course they would. Of
so
course
then
they would.
They sacked all the blokes, got women in, and
Good
the women just sat there, did their job, did some knitting, talked to their friends, you know, and got on with work, while the men were just fighting each other and getting drunk and connecting people to the wrong people.
Good. So God.
Anyway, because we've still got 4 more questions.
Yeah,
and we're
moving
at
on,
48 minutes.
Moving
So
on from the progressive talk.
the next one is a very appropriate one for me.
Okay.
How much caffeine does the FDA say is dangerous to the point that it will create seizures? And I'm looking for in milligrams.
Oh man, how many milligrams does one shot of espresso have?
Well, here's the thing. I was going to save that until the end because I was going to tell you that I'm in the clear.
Okay.
So one singular shot of espresso has around 64 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay, so 6, 12, 18. So that's going to be like 190 something milligrams for 3 shots, right? So I would say maybe a little over that, like 250 milligrams of caffeine.
Have I not told you the discovery that I've made at work?
Uh-oh.
So,
Oh, yeah.
tangent.
Oh, yeah. No, you told me about it.
So let me tell the audience.
The audience.
So a triple shot of espresso
Yes.
is supposed to be 3 ounces of espresso. I discovered that by the way that I was doing my espresso at work, I've been having 5 ounces of espresso, which is a quintuple espresso for the last 6 months.
And he's still alive. So FDA.
Well, because the FDA... So you said around 250.
Okay, now I'm changing my answer. Maybe to 400. I would say 400. Yeah, 400.
1,200 milligrams of caffeine.
Jesus.
Which is half a tablespoon or half a teaspoon of pure caffeine. So if you had half a teaspoon of just caffeine and ate it, that would be 1,200 milligrams, and it would start causing seizures.
Isn't that your morning routine?
That's what I have for breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Maybe
a spoonful.
This isn't real life. I'm just in a seizure right now. That's what happened last Thursday.
I keep saying Nick is not actually alive. He's dead, but he's just been keeping up with constant. Like he's just been.
I have transcended reality.
Yes.
I am not of this mortal plane any longer.
Okay.
You should have put it on the little robot.
Damn. Yeah, I should have. But yeah, so I keep saying it's just a constant muscle spasms that's making him look alive. Okay. Anyway,
so on to question number 8.
Yes.
So this is. I hope this information is correct because I have a feeling that you know a hell of a lot more about this than I do.
Okay.
And I don't want the websites that I searched this on to have lied to me. But
the internet can lie?
No.
What? Damn.
Where's our...
Unbelievable. You guys, this is a new concept for me. I didn't even know. Damn. Okay, move on. Move on.
So, according to Studio Binder and other sources, because I looked at like 7 different sources and they all concurred.
Studio Binder et al.
Et al, indeed. What is the font and size that must be used in film scripts?
So it's Courier. Is it Courier Noon? I think it's just Courier. And it's font 12?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Woo! Hell yeah.
Nick knows that I know a lot about this because I am a part-time screenwriter.
Yep.
Haven't gotten any money for the screenplays that I've made, but I have created a bunch of original stories with it's Final Draft is the system that I use because it does it automatically, right? So yeah, if anyone in Hollywood wants to hire me as a screenwriter, I can show you some of my work. Thank you very much. But yeah, so but I'm not really a part-time screenwriter because I don't earn any money from it. But I can still be considered one. I mean, technically, but it's not my job.
I mean, you're still technically a screenwriter because you write screenplays.
Yeah.
So
I am a screenwriter, but I don't get paid for it. It's just not my job. Yeah.
Well, you nailed it right on the head.
Thank you.
Every website I saw was Courier and 12-point
Yes.
font. So
Some places use some people like to use Courier New because it's a little bit more updated. Doesn't have quite the big
you could say it's new.
Okay, move on. Move on.
So question number 9.
Okay.
Which country consumes the most coffee per capita?
The most coffee per capita.
I'll give you 3 guesses because there's a lot of countries.
Okay. Is there a lot of countries that thought that it was just the United States?
Yeah, we do live in America, and that is the way that we get presented the news.
I have a feeling it's going to be India or something.
1 guess down.
Okay. Probably somewhere in East Asia. I'm going to go... Probably Hong Kong.
2 guesses down.
Let's go further south. Not really south. How about Vietnam?
3 guesses down.
Okay, damn it.
You were too far east.
Okay.
It's Finland.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it is in Europe?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Finland has some fascinating facts about it. The other one that I like is that outside of America, they eat more tacos per capita than any other country.
Damn. That's crazy. Okay. So Finnish people, right? You want to come to Las Vegas? We have a lot of tacos here.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. We have some great tacos here.
It rains it.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Anyway, because people will think the episode's ending.
Yes, exactly.
We have one more question. We have one more question, I promise.
Okay.
How heavy was the first computer?
Probably more than...
I'm looking in tons here.
Tons?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it used to be a whole room, didn't it?
It covered,
Okay.
and I can't remember what the exact measurement was, but it was 1,800 something.
Yeah.
So it was either 1,800 square feet or it was 1,800 like something even bigger.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know, yeah. Back then, computers, oh, my God. I mean, like, you see my Apple Watch here? It's a more powerful computer than the entire room.
Absolutely.
You know? So, yeah, but... And I was actually watching an episode of Timeless where they went back to the moon landing.
Ooh.
right? So it's one of the underrated shows. It's the first episode of Underrated, actually.
Nice.
And so they time travel back to the launch of Apollo 11, right? And this one person was super proud that their computer can hold 2 whole gigabytes.
Dun dun dun.
What? That's crazy, right? Their memory can hold 2 gigabytes of data? Oh my God. What? Anyway, I shouldn't belittle the past just because it was, Yeah, thank you. But anyway, so I would imagine, right, in tons, right?
Yep.
Are you going to give me some, like, Price is Right leeway?
I'll give you like 3 tons either way.
Oh, man, okay.
Because it's not like 15,000 tons, but it's still an impressive amount of tonnage.
I'm going to have to go, let's be reasonable here, maybe 15 tons.
So you're not, I mean, it's almost double the amount.
30?
It was 27 tons.
Jesus.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the ENIAC computer, the ENIAC, and do I have the page still up for what that stood for? It was like the European National in something computer.
The computer. It's the computer.
Here, let me just have a look in the library for a moment.
Okay.
The electronic Jesus Christ. The electronic numerical...
An Enigma machine.
I nearly got through that word then as well. The electronic numerical integrator and computer. What is this, bloody Tony Stark? Just a rather very interesting system. Like,
I mean...
why is the A in and?
It was probably Tony Stark level for the time.
But why didn't they just call it the ENIC?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not asking you as in like, why? Tell me, where is she?
You think I have all this information?
Where is she?
What?
Where am I?
I'm gonna do the David Tennant what? What? Anyway.
What's going on?
Yeah, so about 56 minutes into this episode, for some reason, the thing cut.
Yep.
Yeah, but we have answered all the questions anyway.
Yeah, so we were right at the end.
Right at the end.
But we just wanted to address why it ended so abruptly in the middle of me becoming evil again.
Yeah, so Nick became evil, and then suddenly it stopped. It couldn't handle your evil.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anyway, so what is your question of the week this week, Nick?
Oh, God, I've forgotten because of our interruption.
Okay.
If you were going to create a programming language, what would you call it?
Ooh, I would probably call it JavaScript. No, I'm just kidding.
JavaScript Nation.
Yes. It would probably have something to do with, my Instagram username, Muffin Crumbs.
Fair.
Or like just crumbs or muffin. Who
The
knows?
crumbs will lead the way to the computer
Exactly.
language.
Yeah. What about you, Nicholas?
Well, I've already come up with 3 random names.
Triple shot would probably
I think
be
triple
the most
shot would be
fitting.
the
Yeah. Well, anyways, this was the shortest recording on here.
Episode 19.
Yes, but may our recording of episode 19 not have any interruptions.
Fingers crossed, anyway. I'll try not to be evil for that episode, and maybe
Exactly.
that'll make the difference.
I
To
hope
be fair,
so.
that
Yeah.
was our longest episode, I think. Oh,
No.
going over 56 minutes?
No, our longest episode was episode 17 when we were talking about the Olympic sports. That was 59 minutes.
Oh, so we were getting to that point. Okay.
But anyways, thank you very much, everybody, for listening.
Indeed.
And we'll see you next week. Nick, play us out.